Dámala. Okay, estamos listo. Hola, hola, everyone. Welcome to the Monday Meditation with Drupal Lama Dorje. I am your host, Jeff. Our translator for tonight is, of course, Eric. And the meditation guide is the one and only Drupal Lama Dorje. Damala.
Okay. Hello, Trashy Delix.
Buenas noches, querido Lama.
Muchos saludos, bendición, cariños para todo.
Greetings, blessings, and care for everyone.
Vamos a meditar todo.
And so we're going to be meditating tonight.
Ya, meditación es uno de los más importantes en la vida
It's one of the most important things we can do in our lives
porque todos nos queremos mente paz, tranquilidad, una mente claridad.
because we all want peace and tranquility and clarity, so we want that in our minds.
Entonces, cuando meditamos, nuestra mente más calma y nosotros visión de la vida, claridad, que ver la realidad y nuestra comprensión mejor, entender mejor, y por eso meditación es independiente de la nosotros querer, no importa, ¿no? Todo queremos paz, amor.
And so when we meditate, we have our mind is calmer than our vision. We see things clearly. We can see reality more clearly. We have a better understanding of what's going on. So meditation is good for us independently of whether we want to or not. But it is the tool that gives us this this clarity and tranquility.
Ya. Y especialmente nosotros siempre ya hace tiempo nosotros meditamos Tonglen, amor y de la compasión.
And so for a while now on Mondays, we've been doing the practice of Tonglen, which is a meditation based on love and compassion.
Ya, ese es método, uno de los más importantes budismo tibetano, donde no se puede transformar nosotros diariamente nuestra situación, ¿no? Todo puede hacer con la Tonglen. Y cualquiera de nosotros tenemos algún problema, algún desafío de la vida, simplemente como a través de compasión, autocompasión, llama Len, ¿cierto? Como aceptamos. Y cuando momento como la felicidad, alegría, ese momento nos damos para compartir toda la serie, ¿no? Dar se llama, Tong Len.
And so this method, the Tonglen, is a very important method, and it's one of the most important practices in Tibetan Buddhism. And it's about transforming our daily lives into a situation that we can use for our practice, basically. So Tonglen, we can do it at any moment. For example, if we are facing any challenges, then we can go through them with compassion for ourselves, compassion for other beings, and that's the Len, that's compassion, and it comes with acceptance of the current situation and of the current suffering that beings are experiencing. And then when we are in moments of joy, of happiness, and things are going well, then we can also use that as an opportunity to share that, to wish for that happiness for other beings. So we are giving, and that giving or sharing is what we call Tong.
Súper importante, siempre recordamos la definición de la compasión y amor, ¿verdad? La compasión significa que quiere liberar los sufrimientos, ¿cierto? De causa de sufrimiento. Y cuando nosotros comprendemos la realidad, ¿no? Como situación de la realidad, y nosotros queremos liberar sufrimiento de los seres uno mismo, ¿cierto?
And it's important that we remind ourselves so that we take into account how we define our love and compassion. For example, compassion is the desire to liberate suffering and the causes of suffering for other beings and for ourselves. When we understand reality, when we understand situations and see things in a clearer way, we want to make sure that no being goes through this generation of suffering and the causes of suffering.
Entonces, compassion viene de comprensión, de sabiduría, ¿no? Por eso, budismo siempre habla amor y compasión. No, compasión y sabiduría es súper importante. Cuando nos entendemos, nos sentimos, sentir compasión, ¿cierto? Si no entendemos, nos rabia, apego, todo lo nosotros reaccionamos negativamente.
And compassion comes from understanding and from wisdom. So in Tibetan Buddhism, we talk a lot about compassion, about wisdom, about love. But in particular, compassion and wisdom are tied together, because when we have the wisdom to see things clearly, when we understand things for what they are, then we feel this compassion. If we don't understand the situation that a being is going through, if we are moved by anger or by attachment, then we react in a different way.
Ya. Y la amor, su definición es como la deseo de felicidad, ¿cierto? Felicidad, tiene causa de felicidad. Como cuando nosotros como dedicamos, damos generosidad para los otros seres, ¿no? La servicio, todos son como acción de amor.
And for love, we define love as wishing for happiness and the causes of happiness for ourselves and for other beings. So that we do that when we are dedicating, for example, the things that we have or our merit, when we are generous to other beings, when we do acts of service. All of these different things is how we can give, and that's how we care for other beings and want their happiness.
Y amor incondicional es desapego, ¿verdad? Cuando nos desapegamos de nuestro aferramiento de yo, ¿sí? Y llamado ese amor incondicional.
And then when we talk about unconditional love, we're talking about the love that has no attachments. And by no attachments or detached love, it means that we detach it from self-grasping, from the love that is only beneficial for us. So once we have no self-grasping in that love, we call it unconditional love.
Entonces, esencia es nosotros queremos, revisa, nos naturaliza, ¿cierto? Nos naturaliza, ese puriza 100%. Yo digo como si fuera un ghee, mataquilla de ghee, ¿cierto? Cuando mataquilla de ghee se como si fuera purificada, ¿cierto? No hay ninguna algo, ¿cierto? Ese no se naturaliza. Pero temporalmente ahí existe como la nubia, como conceptualiza, ¿no? Por la ignorancia, confusión, no comprendemos, ¿no? Entonces ahí como surge todos los sufrimientos, yo, apegamos, tú, como rechazamos.
And so, in essence, what we want really is to return ourselves to our essence, to our true nature. And our true nature is 100% pure. So, Lama says, I always compare it to, for example, ghee or clarified butter. So, we have this butter that has gone through this process and it's already clear, but it goes through a process. In actuality, currently, we are kind of like the butter that hasn't gone through that process. So there are still some things there, some clouds in the sky, some conceptual thoughts. We still have ignorance, we still have confusion. And from there is where suffering arises, because we are confused and then we see this permanent self, and then we get attached to it, and then we also compare it to the other, and then there's aversion. And so that's how it generates all of this suffering.
Entonces, por eso es súper importante la meditación del amor y compasión. Nos mente lleva hacia bodhicitta, ¿cierto? Nuestra bodhicitta lleva hacia la despertarnos con la sabiduría primordial, ¿cierto? Y nos alcanzamos máxima felicidad.
And so meditating on love and compassion is very important, because meditating on love and compassion then takes us into bodhicitta, the enlightening mind. And this bodhicitta then takes us into fully awakening to the primordial wisdom. that's where we achieve the maximum happiness.
Ya. Por eso, siempre nosotros importancia bodhicitta para nos entrenar nuestra mente más flexible, más calma, menos apego con la nosotros aferramiento de yo, ¿no? Y nosotros sentimos libertad. Libertad verdadera viene interno, no algo externo.
That's why it's important to train and to develop bodhicitta. It's one of the core things we need to do. And as we train our mind, we make it more flexible, calmer. We then detach ourselves from self-grasping, and then we actually then gain freedom, because that freedom, the one that we truly seek, is coming from within us.
Y por eso en grande master Sarha dice Tamal shewa ning utu set Tsuktuk tagna dewa gunche met dice, ¿no? Cuando nosotros naturalmente Tamal shewa significa mente ordinario desperta dentro de nuestro corazón. Y cuando nosotros no apegamos nuestros cinco sentidos, ¿no? No apegamos nosotros porque ahora está como si fuera ola. Cuando viene rechazo, viene apego, ¿cierto? Y entonces no hay felicidad, ¿no? Cuando un momento eso como la limpiamos como ola, ¿cierto? No seguimos, ahí tiene verdadero como la gozo supremo.
And so this great master said that when we can move our ordinary mind into the awakened mind that lies within our heart, that is when we stop being attached to the five senses. That's also when we stop being moved by all of these different afflictions. Because right now we're kind of like drifting in the ocean, and then we have these waves, the waves of attachment, the waves of rejection, of all of these different emotions that basically don't allow us to be happy, or it's just inconstant happiness or inconsistent happiness, right? So when we're able to clean this and move past it, that's where the supreme joy comes.
Por eso el Buda siempre confirmado, ¿cierto? Todo lo nuestro sufrimiento por bene, tres veneno, ¿cierto? Siempre nos apegamos, siempre viene rechazo automático. Entonces, a través de eso siempre respaldando como ignorancia, porque no sabiendo, ¿cierto? Porque la mente dualidad. Esa manera nos queremos llamar karma, como tendencia kármica, ¿cierto? Ese karma nos lleva al sufrimiento, ¿sí? Entonces, eso razón.
And the words of the Buddha confirm this, and the Buddha taught that all of the suffering comes from what we call the three poisons. So there's always some level of attachment, and if there's attachment, then there's also aversion, because it can be mine and then I don't want yours. So we have this aversion or rejection or anger. Automatically it comes from attachment, and these two are actually backed up by ignorance, because we think that there's an I to be attached to. So as we do this, we start to generate actions, and these actions that come from ignorance or from the three poisons generate karma, and then those create more tendencies to that same karma, and that's how we generate suffering and keep ourselves in this cycle.
Ya, okay, por eso importancia, Dharma es un camino de luz de la vida.
And that's the importance of the Dharma. It's the path of light, the path of life.
Entonces, por eso Lama siempre digo, cuando mi personal entendimiento Dharma no es algo religioso, no algo como la creencia, ¿no? Dharma es simplemente realidad donde nosotros para alcanzar, ¿no? Como la sabiduría y amor, ¿cierto? Amor y sabiduría.
And so Lama says, my personal understanding is that the Dharma is not really a religious concept or a belief in itself. It's really about seeing reality as it is. It's a proven method to achieve wisdom and love.
¿No? Entonces, amor y sabiduría como si fuera dos alas, ¿cierto? Si cuando tú tienes dos alas, tú puedes volar completo. Si no tienes dos alas, no puedes volar.
So love and wisdom, they become like two wings, and if we have both of these wings, then we can actually fly. If one of them is missing, then we won't be able to.
¿Ya? Entonces, resumiendo, como Dharma de Buda, amor, sabiduría. Ese, todo ahí embarca, todo Dharma de Buda.
And so if we want to summarize the Dharma of the Buddha, we can use those two words, love and wisdom. They encompass all of the teachings.
Entonces, ese no se puede aplicar día a día, diariamente, no sé qué sucede, alguna dificultad, mantener, ¿no? Aplicar eso. Todo el día vivir con la Dharma. No importa qué sucede, ¿no? Dharma tampoco no significa solo o rezando la mantra, solo como cantando la mantra o visualizando una deidad de Buda. No solo eso, es parte del método de Dharma, ¿verdad? El Dharma verdadero es como la incorporado, aplicado en la vida día a día, especialmente manifiesta alguna condición externa y nosotros como aplicar ese momento, ¿cierto? Cuando viene, por ejemplo, alguien molestando, gritando, ¿qué vamos a hacer? ¿Reaccionamos rabia o reaccionamos con amor? Entonces ahí tiene opciones, ¿cierto? Si queremos paz, mejor elegir con el amor, la paciencia, aceptación. Si queremos sufrir, mejor elegimos con la rabia, rechazo, etc. ¿Cierto? Entonces, Dharma significa como por eso es amor y sabiduría.
And so it's really about applying all of these teachings on a day-to-day basis. If something comes up, if we are facing any sort of challenges, any difficulties, then we can use all of these situations to actually apply the Dharma and live day by day with the Dharma. Regardless of whatever happens. And the Dharma doesn't mean we're actually just going to be reciting a mantra or chanting a mantra or doing visualizations. Those are all methods. But the true practice of the Dharma is actually how we apply these concepts, these things into our daily lives. What happens when somebody is criticizing us or yelling at us? Do we want to do we want to take the easy way or the hard way, right? Do we want to generate suffering or do we want to continue being happy? So if we want to be happy, we can then respond with love, with patience. But if we want to suffer, then we can give in to our anger, we can give in to our rejection. So we always have a choice. So this is the true practice of the Dharma, that when external conditions are manifested, we can still maintain and apply the teachings and incorporate them into our day-to-day.
¿Entendió? Por eso Buda siempre dice, ¿no? Su dolor es inevitable, ¿cierto? Inevitable significa como problema inevitable. Todo puede tener problemas, ¿no? Hasta tenemos ese cuerpo, seguro, ¿no? Sin problema no existe ese planeta Tierra, yo le creo, ¿ya? Incluso el sucedido Dalai Lama tiene más problemas. Pero sufrimiento es opcional. El sufrimiento viene algo dentro, no es algo fuera, ¿cierto? Dentro de nuestra mente, ¿cierto? Y entonces nosotros sufrimos por los venenos, ¿no? No sufrimos solo las fuera condiciones, ¿cierto?
And so the Buddha always says like pain is inevitable. And by pain, we also mean problems. I mean, we all have problems, and we all have a body. We're eventually gonna have problems, and I think that without those problems, really, the world wouldn't exist. So there are always gonna be external conditions, external problems that are gonna be happening. Even for the Dalai Lama, it's inevitable. What is optional is suffering. Suffering is within us. It's the state of mind, and we suffer because of these poisons that we have been talking about.
Ok. Eso, por eso dice mente sano, cuerpo sano, dicho.
And so that's why you have the saying, like, we have a healthy mind, we'll have a healthy body as well.
Ok. Ya, ahí estar meditando. Súper bueno comienzo de la semana, porque durante ese día, ese poquito, un poco, ¿cómo se llama? Un poco estresada, uno, ¿no? Como rápido, ¿cierto? Y como hacerla como si fuera sándwich de la vida, ¿no? Entonces, comienzo de la lunes hasta otro lunes durar esa meditación.
And so we usually meditate on Mondays because we're starting the week. Normally, Monday is the first day that we get back to work, and we start with all of the stress, all of the different things. So we actually want to kind of cut that, and we want to make a practice sandwich in a way that we have meditation on Monday, and then we have next Monday another meditation, and we kind of do the whole thing within that week.
Ok, ok. Vamos, meditamos ahora. Hoy no pregunta y otro día próximo.
Okay. So now we're gonna do our meditation. We won't do any questions this week. We might do some next week.
Entonces, meditation muy sencillo. Usted no explica nada, no controla, solamente requiere esa meditation, tu presencia completa.
So this meditation is very simple. You don't need to worry about anything. There's no expectations. You don't need to control anything. All you need to do is stay present in this moment.
Y postura más cómoda posible.
So we begin by getting into a comfortable posture.
Y primero paso, hacemos, inhalamos por la nariz 3 veces y exhalamos por la boca 3 veces, muy profundo, muy suave.
And now we are going to be taking 3 very deep but soft breaths. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and breathe out through our mouths.
Cuando inhalando toda la positividad, sabiduría, toda la energía positiva, y exhalamos soltando estrés, miedo, ansiedad.
So when we breathe in and receive all the positive energy, positive attitude, all the wisdom. And when we breathe out with release. We let go of all our negative energy, of all our stress, all our anxieties. We let them go as we breathe out.
Y poco a poco sentí tu presencia, nuestra presencia, y sentimos la presencia de cada uno, hermanos y hermanas, con visible, invisible.
And now we focus on our own presence in this moment, and we feel ourselves here in this moment, and we expand this to actually feel the presence of all of our brothers and sisters meditating right now, and all of the beings that are right now here with us, the visible and invisible beings.
Y poco a poco estaremos nuestra mente sentirte en el corazón solamente. Exhalo, inhalar suavemente por la nariz y exhalando por la nariz. Cuando inhalando, solo estoy sabiendo dar cuenta de esas respiraciones.
Now we breathe in through our nose only, so as we breathe in, I know that I'm breathing in, and as I breathe out, I know that I'm breathing out. And there we bring also our attention into our hearts.
Naturalmente tu corazón siente como amor, siente paz, siente alegría.
Naturally, in your heart, you will feel love, you will feel peace, you will feel joy and happiness.
Siente silencio interno.
You will feel the inner silence.
Siente un espacio infinito.
You will feel infinite space.
Ese momento conectado a nuestra propia naturaleza.
And in this moment, we're connected with our own nature.
Solo atendo con tu respiración y como siente el corazón, y nada más viene pensamiento, la pasado, futuro, solo dejar.
So just be mindful of your breath and feel your heart. If any thoughts come up, just let them come and let them go.
Y poco a poco sentimos la compasión para nosotros mismos y compasión para todos los seres y también amor.
And slowly we bring in this feeling of compassion and acceptance, compassion for ourselves and also compassion for all the beings that are currently suffering. And we couple this with love.
Y poco a poco cuando inhalando solo sentimos la compasión, cuando exhalamos sentimos con el amor.
So as we breathe in and feel compassion. And as we breathe out and feel love.
Si alguien siente alguna situación de nuestra vida o de relaciones o salud o otra preocupación cualquiera, ese momento solo se trayendo con la compasión, con la aceptación, con la quiera la amistad, no rechazar y solo exhalar con la como soltar, desapegar con la amor.
And if you have any particular situation you're going through right now, or if you know somebody that is going through a particular situation, whether it is a health condition, some problems, interpersonal problems with partners, with family, or any sort of hardship that you might be going through or someone you know is going through, you can bring it into this space right now. And as you breathe in the suffering, you breathe in all of this, the situation, and you breathe it in to yourself with acceptance and with compassion. As you breathe out with love, with letting go, with detachment.
A través de nuestra experiencia de la como experiencia como sufrimiento o desafío y puede purificando nuestro propio karma y karma de los seres y a través de nuestra felicidad, paz, también los seres está liberando y la felicidad.
And so we can use this situation and we can say that through my experience of this particular suffering, may I not only clean my own karma and purify my own karma, but may I also purify and take the suffering from other beings who are also experiencing this situation. And then through my own love, through my own happiness, or through my own, through feeling or releasing the love when I exhale, may other beings also find happiness and the causes of happiness.
Solo pongan atención plena de la amor y compasión.
And just maintain your awareness in this love and compassion.
Poco a poco inhalamos y exhalamos profundamente.
And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out.
Sentir como liberación a todos los seres.
And feel release and liberation for all beings.
Sentir alegría lleno de virtud en el corazón.
And you can feel joy and your heart is filled with virtues.
Y nos dedicamos todo ese para todos los seres y especialmente nuestro mundo. Trae la paz, felicidad.
And we dedicate all of this happiness, all of this virtue, so that it be beneficial for all beings, for the whole world, that it brings peace and happiness to the entire world.
Y dedicamos de bodhicitta.
Now we do the bodhicitta dedication.
Changjo sem jo rin bar je ma ye wa nam je gyor je ge wa nyam bar me bar ya gong ne gong do per war jo Chanjo sem jo ren bor che ma ye wa na ye gyor che ke wa nyan bar me bar ya kon ne gong do per war sho.
May the supreme precious mind of awakening arise where it has not arisen, may it never decline where it has arisen, and may it always increase more and more. Que la preciosa y suprema joya bodhicitta surja donde no ha surgido, y donde ha surgido que no decline, sino que incremente más y más.
Gracias. Gracias, Eric. Gracias a todos.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Gracias, Lama.
Y buenas noches.
Good night, everyone.
Dormir con la bodhicitta.
Make sure you Chita.
Thank you, everybody. Many blessings.
Obrigada. Thank you. Gracias, Lama.
Gracias, Lama.
Gracias
Gracias,
a
Eric.
todos.
Gracias, Lama y Eric.
Gracias.
Thank you, Lama.
Rashid.
Para todos, gracias.
Rashid.
Gracias, Eric, Lama, Jeff. Thank you all.
Gracias, Lama. Gracias, Lama. Gracias a todos.
Gracias a todos.
Gracias.
Hasta la próxima.
Hasta la próxima.
Chao.
Buenas noches. Muchísimas gracias a todos.
Chao, Jeff. Gracias.